You need to have a governor that you can talk to. You need to have a governor that when you pick up the phone, they're going to answer the phone, or if they don't, they're going to call you back quickly. Because guess what? You're going to have problems, and the governor has has access to resources that nobody else in the state has. And so I know Byron's going to be like that. But first off, let me just thank some people. First off, I want to thank all of you because so many of you, when nobody knew me in 2010, helped me win. So I wouldn't be here to be able to introduce Byron, but for your hard work in 10 and 14 and 18 and 24. It's hard to believe I had 4 races. And the first 3 were ridiculously close. Thank God the last one wasn't. But thank you for your support, and thank you for support while I was governor, and now in this job as a U.S. senator, which is a much more difficult job to get. If you don't care about getting things done, it's a great job. If you care about getting things done, it's a very difficult job. So let me just thank a few people. First, I want to thank Jalisco, the restaurant chain. My wife loves coming here. So in Tallahassee, whenever she could, she went out to have dinner at Jalisco right there on was it Monroe. So thank you for hosting this. I'm very appreciative. All of us, anybody that's running for office is very appreciative somebody hosts something. It's number one. Number two, I want to thank Evan Power. Evan is a hard worker. Evan's done a great job running the party. I mean, if you think about go back to 2010, there were 568,000 more registered Democrats and Republicans. And now where's Evan? 1.5, Evan, 1.5 million. So so a lot of people did that, but Evan was a party chair and he worked his butt off to do that. And it made a big difference in 2020, 22, and 24. And it's making a big difference this year. And we're going to keep growing. So he's done a great job. He makes sure he helps everybody in the delegation. He's helped us try to get everybody on board to make sure we pass the Save America Act. So let's give a big round of applause to Evan. He's done a great job. Now, here's why I'm supporting Byron. So when I ran in 2010, this state was losing jobs, right? I'm a kid like a lot of us, didn't grow up with money, I lived in public housing. I figured out really fast how important it was for when my parents had a job. Life was totally different when my parents had a job. So I want a governor that's going to understand how do we get more jobs, and not just any job. How do we get good paying jobs? And the way you do it, you keep the cost of government down, right? You recruit companies to come here and build, so our kids get better and better, and we get better and better jobs. The other thing is affordability. One of the things I thought about as governor is how do we drive the cost of living down for people? Wait, there's so many ways that government has caused everything to go up in price. Byron will focus every day. He's already going through the budget to say, how can we drive down the cost of state government? And how can the government be part of how do we make life more affordable for every Floridian? And I believe Byron, have the best economy in the world. Like right now, unfortunately, we're not adding jobs like we were, right? We need to be adding way more jobs. Byron's going to be the type of government that gets on the phone and is calling people, say, how do I solve your problem so you expand in Florida? How do I make sure we drive down the cost of living? He's going to do it each and every day. So we've gotten to work together. He was in the state house when I was governor, and he's been in Congress for what, 6 years? 6 years. But we've had a lot of work together. We've worked together on disasters. We worked together to try to fix flood insurance, which has been very difficult. He's been very active in different issues in Latin America to be helpful. The people are fighting for freedom like we have in our country. So here's what I hope everybody will do: go vote. Right? Don't wait until Tuesday. Go vote now. You can vote early. Make sure something could happen on Tuesday. You need to vote now. And why should you vote for Byron versus the other guy? Well, I'll tell you, you hear about the Republican, the Democrat, and the Independent that walked into the bar. They said, "Hi, David Jolly." He's been everything. He's been on every side of the issue, right? We've known other politicians in the state like that. You can't have somebody like that as your governor. You know what Byron will do, what he said he's going to do on the campaign, he's going to do when he gets elected. So it's my distinct honor to endorse, to fight like hell to make sure, and I would thank everybody for being here to make sure we elect the next person that's going to make sure he wins the primary, but then the next governor, and he will be the greatest governor in the country during his term as governor. Byron Donalds.
Well, first of all, Senator Scott, thank you, my friend. And I remember when you were Governor Scott. I remember way back in 2010 when we had a candidate when our country and our state was flat on its back economically. We had a candidate whose whole tagline, well, there's really two. The one that stuck out to me being a business guy was 700,000 jobs in 7 years. And if you remember back in 2010, we remember that here in Wakulla County, just like we remembered it down in Collier County. And at that time, the country's economy was in shambles. And Rick Scott stepped up and he led our state back. And he didn't create 700,000 jobs in 7 years. Actually, come on back. Tell them how many jobs you created in your time as governor. I'm not even going to take it from you. Go right ahead.
So first off, the state didn't create any jobs. Private companies did. And we added 1.7 million jobs because of people like you in this room. And reality is if you think about when you're the governor, here's the way I thought about it. What do you want to do? Everybody's got to get a good paying job. So it's easy to do it. You just got to work every day at it. Number two is, and this guy's going to do it. His family has done it. Is we're going to continue to be a great state for education, but we will be absolutely number one in education. We should be, as a country, we should be number one in math, number one in science, number one in reading. Right? That's what Byron's going to work on every day. And the last thing is, you want to stay safe. This guy has built unbelievable relationships with our sheriffs. We have great sheriffs all across this state, and he's got great relationships. And I don't know how many have endorsed you.
43 now.
Yeah, 43 have endorsed him, and I'm sure all of them are probably helping him. But Byron is going to have a great relationship with all of our sheriffs and with our police chiefs. So what's important to your family? A job, your kids' education, and I want to live in a safe community. He's going to do it.
But also your sheriff here in Wakulla County, he supports us too. We're very grateful for his support. And I know he's out there catching bad guys right now. And I just want to let you know your sheriff is always on the job. Always on the job. He keeps Wakulla